let's hop into Scratch here for a second. And I just want to show you, even if it's a fixed loop, that it doesn't mean it doesn't have to be inflexible. So let's do a create. And I'm going to create I don't really care what our sprite's going to do. I'm just going to create a thing that proves that you can be a little flexible even with a fixed loop. So here we have a loop that says repeat 10. And then in here we're just going to say hello for 2 seconds. And that'll go 10 times, obviously. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable. Actually, I'm going to create 2. I'm going to create one variable that's called loop number. Actually, it's called number of times. Number of times. And then I'm going to create another variable, and I'm going to call it counter. And I'm going to use a counter. I'm going to show that variable. There we go. So I'm going to set the counter to 0. And I'm going to set the number of times, let's say 4. And I'm going to, in my repeat here, instead of saying say hello, I'm going to get a join. And I'm going to say, this is the number of times, or this is the count. Okay? And then I'm going to take my variable counter and display that value in my say statement. And then what I'm going to do is inside the loop, I'm going to change the counter by 1. So it's going to add 1 to the counter each time. Follow me so far? Okay. And then I'm going to throw this in here. See how that, instead of saying repeat 10 times, I'm going to say repeat whatever the value is in number of times in this direction. Sorry? Here. Yeah. It doesn't. You can call your variables whatever you want. I like to put a v in front of them, so when I look at them, I know they're variable. So if you look at this, so we've got a variable called number of times, and we're going to set it to 4. We've got a variable called counter. We're going to set that to 0. The only reason why we have the counter there is just so we can display it as it's going through the loop. And we have repeat our variable, this number of times, which in this case should be 4. And all it's going to do is say this is the count and then the number for 2 seconds. And then we're just going to change the counter by 1, which means add 1 to the counter. And then it's going to go and repeat this. Okay? So let's just watch what happens. And Scratch is just going to basically say, now let me skip start here. There we go. So when I click the green flag, let's make this full screen. So when I, actually no, let's go back and watch the code as it goes. When I click this, so this is the count, 0, 1, 2, 3, that's it. Why was that it? Why didn't it go 4 times? Yes, very good. I'm just going to put a stop there and make it a little cleaner. That's exactly right. It starts at 0. So the first time it goes into the loop, this is set to repeat 4 times, and it says this is the count 0. Increment the counter by 1. Second time is 2. Third time is 3. So that it does it 4 times, but it starts at 0. So you're absolutely right. Good stuff. Right. So I could do it this way. I could say set the counter to 1. Or I could just change the order here and add to the counter going in, but this is 0. Yeah. So let's go. Let me put this at 7. And you can actually see the values up there. So it remembers the values. Let's do it one more time. It'll go 0, then 7. This is count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should do one more. I should stop. So you can see that even though it's a fixed loop of a fixed number of times, you can use a variable to control how many times you want it to actually